Let's walk around this truck, take a closer look at it, then we'll hop inside. So first of all, right off the bat, you can probably tell that this truck has halogen headlights. It does not have LED headlights. LED headlights on the lower trim trucks would consist of this LED accent trim that goes down and around here, and it kind of continues to the bottom. You'd have an LED fog light, and then the headlight assembly itself would consist of like this quad or this 4-pod LED headlight system. Once you get to a higher trim truck that has the upgraded light on top of that, it's a dual LED system, which is actually really good looking as well. But this is your standard halogen headlight setup, and it's not bad. It's just not going to be as bright, and it's not going to be as clean of a pattern as you would get on a higher spec truck equipped with LED headlights. Still looks good. I think it definitely looks a lot better than the F-150s in the past that came with halogen headlights. In my opinion, I'm still kind of an LED person. I know the reason why they put these on is because they're significantly less expensive to replace for fleet owners. So if you had to replace a headlight like this, it'd be like $600. If you had to replace an LED headlight pod, it's like $1,600. It's like $1,000 more to replace it. And for fleet owners who don't need them or are looking for a cost savings, especially if they get damaged and need to be replaced, then halogen's always a good option for them. You see it has the really nice color-matched grille with the black insert in the center. Color-matched front bumper. You still get tow hooks on the front, and if you look at some trucks, you don't even have tow hooks as an option. So yeah, tow hooks being included on this truck is really nice, and I believe that's mainly because this is a four-wheel drive equipped truck. As we come down the side here, you have your hand-cooked tires. These are 20-inch tires, 275/60/20. Has a coil-sprung front suspension, complete with fully boxed E-coated frame. On the side, you have this nice plastic little emblem. Again, this is kind of one of those areas where you can see some of the cost savings, but a lot of folks like to do this. They like to kind of color match everything or make things look matte black on top of the paint color. So for a lot of folks, this will look really, really good. And as you get to super high trim trucks that have this black appearance package, a lot of this stuff is kind of brought back into those even. These are going to be manual folding mirrors. And something I like about these mirrors is the fact that they have the integrated spot mirror in the top corner, which is really nice, and that's on both sides. This does not have keyless or touch entry. You have keyless entry with the fob, just not where you touch the handle. Back handle, this does not have any type of running boards on it. So that is something I would like to see, and it's probably something that most people who got this truck would add relatively soon after they bought the truck, is some type of a running board. Coming back here, you have the new capless easy fuel system where you don't have to take a gas cap off. Back suspension setup is a single leaf spring on top of the main overload leaf. So that's kind of an interesting setup. You're definitely seeing more of a move to this type of leaf spring configuration on many of your half-ton trucks. If you look at Ram, you'd have a coil sprung rear suspension. Even on your 3/4 ton trucks, it'd be a coil sprung. You can see the nice high gloss E-coated frame there as well, fully boxed frame. And believe it or not, a fully boxed frame was actually done for weight savings there as well. Yes, it's more rigid. Yes, it's stiffer, but at the same time, they can use a thinner material. They use high strength steel, so it's actually a stronger material, and they can box it, and you actually reduce some of the material use and some of the weight by going to a boxed frame. Coming back, you got this nice little black trim that kind of rides along the bottom edge of the back fender. Nice STX badging, 4-wheel drive. These are all incandescent taillight bulbs, so they're not LED, but it still has a very good overall appearance. Coming around back, you can see you have your 7-way trailer connector right here. You have your 4-way connection down here below it. 2-inch receiver. You do have some LED lights for your license plate. Opening the tailgate. This is not a slow opening tailgate. Again, one of those areas that they reduce cost and they reduce weight. So by not having it, it's more weight that's been saved. Also, this does not have the man step in the bumper. And by not getting the step, you've reduced a tremendous amount of weight from the tailgate itself. Tailgates with the step in it are much, much heavier. You still have your little clamp hooks right here. So if you want to do some work on the bed of your truck and you want to have a place to clamp down to, you have that. The bed of this truck does not come equipped with bed lighting or the actual hooks on the side. You do have some hooks down here so you can secure cargo, and you got one on each corner. So one right here, one right there, and one right here. But again, there's no lighting back here, but that's easy enough to add aftermarket as well. If you want to save some money today and you can reinvest it later. This does have the factory spray and bed liner, which is nice. Again, this truck is very much equipped for folks who are going to use it. Use it as a work truck. Use it as a truck that they can haul the RV. You know, they can take the family out. They can use it as a family vehicle. But the next day they may need to use it at work, and they may need to load wood or bricks or something in the back. You do have a reverse backup camera right here. Plus you do have reverse parking sensors as well. There's your single side exhaust. Again, color matched rear bumper. Overall, it's a really attractive looking truck. And if you're wondering what the name of this color is, it's actually called Avalanche. Really, really pretty truck. Anyways, let's take a closer look at the inside of this truck and see what it's all about. Okay, taking a look at the interior of this truck. This is where things start to look really cool. First of all, you have your 8-inch display up here, which is now standard. And what's really nice about it is that this specific truck is actually equipped with a navigation system. So it's not just an 8-inch display that you sync your phone to. You actually have navigation that's built into this vehicle. So you can use the on-screen navigation, or you can pair this to your smartphone and use a navigation off your smartphone with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. As we look down the center here, first of all, it is not push-button start. This has an old traditional key fob on it. So that's probably different than a lot of people expected. Now the STX package does equip this truck with the center console. So you have a full center console right here. If you got the XL package or the base model, it would actually come standard with a bench, and you'd have a little flip down center portion to it. But because this is the STX package, one of the nice luxury upgrades that you get is the fact that you have a really nice center stack right here, which gives the truck a far more luxurious overall feel and appearance to it. Now, again, not push button start. You can see the regular key fob right there. Here's your four-wheel drive options right here. 2 high, 4 low. Plus you can push the center in order to lock your rear differential. This does have cloth seats, but it's actually a very comfortable cloth material. In many ways, I kind of appreciate cloth material over leather. You never have to worry about it getting too hot or too cold, and it's usually comfortable most of the time. It just tends to show wear quicker than leather in some cases. But you can see how they've done a really good job kind of wrapping everything in this nice high gloss material. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like you're getting into a base model truck. It feels like you're getting, again, a package that you could use for a family vehicle while at the same time using it as a truck. Love how they put the little American flag emblem right there. Floor mats aren't currently in it. This specific truck does not come with power driver or passenger seat. This is your lumbar control right here. So you cannot raise the height of the seat. You can, of course, slide it forward or back, and you can tilt the back right here. You have the pockets on the side here, and these pockets have been expanded. So now they have some really, really good sized pockets there on the side. On the door here, you have your power door locks, power windows, as well as your window lockout feature. And then you have electrically adjustable mirrors. Another panel right here, nice soft armrest right there. Without step sides on this truck, it could be a little difficult for some folks to get in, especially because it's a four-wheel drive truck and it sits a little higher. I do like the fact that they have this nice huge pocket right here. Your glove box is below it. You also have a USB-C connection here, plus a 12-volt outlet right there. And then you have an additional USB and USB-C connection right there. Opening up the center console. Inside the center console, I don't know if you can see it right there, but you have an additional 12-volt outlet. And then you have a spot here where you can actually hang file folders, and then a little pocket right here for loose change or whatever you want to throw in there. Plus a good sized pocket right here, double drink holders, nice little slot here where you can just set your smartphone. And then you have a spot right here, more opening, plus a little hidden area underneath here. Little change holder right here if you go through a lot of tolls. And then up top you can turn your traction control off. You have access to your reverse camera, and then your hazard lights are right there. Plus all manual air conditioning controls. So all your air conditioning stuff is handled right here. You can turn up your speed right here. You can change your actual temperature level right there. Recirculate the air. AC controls on and off, as well as your rear defroster defogger, as well as your ability to turn the whole system on or off. And then you have a small 4.3-inch display right here in the center of the dash, which gives you all of your information related to driving, fuel, all of the stuff that you might want to be aware of while you're driving. Now, before we hop in the back seat, let's take a look at the Moroni on this. So, this is a 2023 F-150 four-wheel drive Super Crew truck. Has a 145-inch wheelbase, 2.7-liter V6 EcoBoost, has the 10-speed automatic transmission, exterior color in Avalanche, black sport cloth on the inside of it. Again, this is really an XT-equipped truck, but with an STX package. And the STX package is going to get you a bunch of cool stuff. So again, XL for the base. This is going to have the EcoBoost, which is a $1,285 upgrade. Plus, it has a $470 upgrade for the 355 gearing, which is an electronic locking rear axle. This has a 6,600 pound gross vehicle weight rating package. Color coordinated carpet, $145, and that's for the that's for all the rugs and everything in here. The STX appearance package is a $2,585 upgrade. That's going to give you Sync 4 with enhanced voice recognition, rear window defroster, Sirius XM radio, privacy glass with rear defroster, 50 state emissions is no charge, auto start stop removal. So this does not have that auto start stop feature. So this does not have that feature to where every time you stop the engine's going to shut off. They removed that for a $50 fee, but that does impact your fuel economy numbers, which we'll go over in a second. The STX package also includes the fog lamps, and then for $1,225 you get the 20-inch wheels, and then the sport cloth interior for $295. And this does have a steering column shifter versus the center console shifter that you're seeing on a lot of trucks these days. Fuel economy, 17 city, 23 highway. 5-star crash test rating, except for rollover, which is 4, but overall it's a 5-star crash test rating. And this truck, before discounts, $53,475. After discounts, after all the incentives, $51,380. So yeah, the price of trucks have gone up a lot. A few things that I think people would wish for would be like power seats. I think the ability to move the seat up and down, adjust the seat a little bit more would be a nice one. But aside from that, there's really not a heck of a lot. Maybe LED headlights, right? So if you add LED headlights to this, you add a power front seat that can move up and down, a power passenger seat, I think you would have probably the perfect package for most families. But I do think that this truck is still a very, very desirable package for most folks. Okay, so now let's take a look at the back of this truck. So you have your nice bench seat back here. The seat does lift up, and you are able to add storage underneath here. It can be added aftermarket as well, but you know, to have a nice storage area under here to keep some things that you may want to keep out of sight is also really nice. And then to release this back down, you'll simply pull on that little handle right there, and it comes back down. I didn't put any of the carpet in it yet. Right here you have a 12-volt outlet in the center, plus you're going to have USB and USB-C charging right here, as well as rear air conditioning vents, which is nice. Nice pockets back here. This truck does not come equipped with a sunroof. Nice tall headrests for the back seats and tons of legroom. But this is going to be indicative of really any half-ton truck these days. They've just given you so much space back here to stretch your legs out and have a comfortable ride in the back. Plus, they've increased the angle of this back seat just a little bit to give you a little bit more upright comfort on longer trips. On the door, you have a nice pocket on each side. Your handle to open the door, another big pocket right here, and more pockets plus a little cup holder area right here. Then you have the 2 cup holders right here for the back seat occupants. Very cool. But what do you think of this truck? Very cool setup. Like I said, this truck doesn't have the most luxury features of, you know, half-ton trucks. It's a relatively low-spec truck. It's got a really good payload capacity, which I think is the bright shining star behind a truck like this. The fact that it would look good in your driveway, you can use it as a work truck, you can use it as a family vehicle, you still have a good-sized bed, you have the payload capacity you need to haul around trailers, even a good-sized travel trailer, relatively small displacement engine, which means pretty good fuel economy on the highway in the city. When you're not towing, it's going to get pretty crummy fuel economy when you are towing, but that's half-ton towing in general, you know, when it comes down to it. My wife has an Expedition with the much larger EcoBoost that's much more powerful, and it's pretty crummy when it comes to towing as well in terms of fuel economy. And even if you got this equipped with the 5-liter V8, it's not going to have the greatest fuel economy numbers. You're going to take a hit in terms of not towing numbers, right? The numbers are going to drop down to like 18 versus 20, but then when you are towing, they're still going to drop down to like 12 or 10. With this one, you're probably going to see the 9s, somewhere in the 9s when it comes to miles per gallon when you're towing. But very cool truck, and I'm very, very thankful for the folks of AutoNation to let me take this truck out for the day so I could show you guys what it's all about and why it might be the perfect truck for a lot of folks, especially if you're that person that says, why can't they just give me a truck that is bare bones with just the basic amenities and a few things that might add to it. Now, a lot of folks are going to say, well, this thing would be perfect if it had like a 6-speed manual transmission. Those are gone. I mean, nobody's making trucks with those anymore because the few people that still want one make up a very, very, very small minority. And quite frankly, if they can't make money selling those trucks, if those trucks sit on the dealership lots for you know, way too long, just hoping that one person who leaves a comment on YouTube wishing for it to come back would come and buy it, but then they eventually don't buy it, it's a waste, right? They're building trucks that people want. They're building trucks that people are going to buy, and they're building trucks that are going to move off of dealership lots. And that's actually a good thing because it brings the price down for trucks that might normally be way too expensive. And I'm not saying this truck is cheap, but I am saying that in today's economy, this is actually a pretty good priced vehicle. Anyways, guys, this truck will be at AutoNation Ford in Corpus Christi, Texas, if you want to check it out in person. And I really appreciate the fact that they allow me to come and take this vehicle out for the day so I could show it to you all. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.